Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today's reading is going to be about your shadow self, which is very related to the new moon in Scorpio. I'm so sorry about the sound. It's my cat and he's very noisy because it's almost his dinner time and I can't do anything to stop him, so just make it part of the experience. Okay, so the new moon in Scorpio is basically talking about your shadow self, and Scorpios are very manipulative people. They're very sure of what they want, and sometimes they can be a bit controlling. They can be a bit cunning, a bit selfish. And so today we're going to talk about like what's the shadow self inside you that's very controlling, that's very that needs to be dealt with so that you don't appear too selfish or too manipulative. Okay, and coincidentally, it's also the Deepavali celebration here in Malaysia today, and so I made some curry today, and I thought, the spices that I have, they'll make good significator for the three cards today. So for group number one, I have the I think this is cloves. In Malay, it's called jengkeh. And for group two, I have buah belaga. This is cardamom. Okay, if I'm not mistaken. And this is bunga lawang, the star anise. Okay. Also, the Deepavali celebration is about light versus darkness, good versus evil, light triumphing over darkness. And I feel like it's such a coincidence that it's also tomorrow is also the new moon in Scorpio here in Malaysia. You should be able to see the new moon in Scorpio at 5 a.m. ish, and this is a good time for you to just get to know your shadow self and see what you can do to work on it. Okay, I'll give you guys some time to look at the cards. You can pick your number based on visuals, or whichever spices that resonates to you the most. Maybe you have a favorite one, or if you have them at home, you can go and have a sniff. They all smell really different and actually really interesting. You can also pause the video to make your pick and then fast forward to your timing. Hi group number one. Okay, so this is for you guys who have chosen the cloves or clover. I think it's cloves. Okay. This one I actually didn't use it today in my cooking, but I really like the shape. It's like little fireflies, little bombs. So yeah, this is for you guys who have chosen the cloves. And we'll start with your tarot cards, and then afterwards we'll take a look at your oracle cards for further clarification. Let me just move these here. Okay. All right. So for your tarot cards, you have, this is the Eight of Cups. Can you guys see that? And the Three of Pentacles. And the Queen of Cups, as well as the Hierophant in reverse. Oh, it's not focusing. Okay, so this is what it looks like. All right. Okay, so this is in reverse. All right. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that you're someone who is always very strong in when deciding what's good for you, what kind of situation is good for you, what kind of people is good for you, what kind of work is good for you, and then deciding when to leave. Okay, that's someone that you portray yourself as. That's someone that you put up, someone that you sort of like a front that you put up. You feel like, I'm someone who knows what I want, I'm someone who knows what I don't like, and I will leave when I want to. I know what's good for me, I know what doesn't serve me anymore, I know when I am not getting any more from this, I'm not gaining anything more from this, and I know when to leave. Okay, but this may just be a front that you put up, and it may be something that actually affects other people around your life. So maybe you feel like you're doing good for yourself, but you're unaware of how your decision to leave or to stop can actually affect other people, or can actually affect the relationship, or it can seem a little selfish to some people who are around you or who work with you. Okay, you are someone who is very sure about what you want from this life. Like, you feel like if something doesn't fulfill you anymore, and then you want to leave, but sometimes, you know, in any situations, you're not the only one who is on the receiving end, and other people are receiving things too. And so when you leave, and when you decide to give up halfway, there may be some people's toes that you have to step, or some people that you have to push away. Okay, with the Three of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups here, I feel like this is very related to it could be work, it could be friendship. So with the Three of Pentacles, I feel like you have an issue collaborating with people. I feel like you don't trust people to collaborate with them. You feel like they are not going to be good for you. You feel like you are better working alone. You feel like people gain more from you than you can gain from them, and you feel like whenever somebody are just too not up to your standard, or, you know, maybe you feel like these people don't know enough, these people are not good enough, I don't want to be here anymore, I don't want to play this part anymore, I don't want to be part of this community anymore, and then you just want to leave. Okay, it can also be about friendship. You know, maybe you don't work well in a friendship, and you just feel like whenever you feel like certain friends of yours are not gonna be good for you anymore, certain friendships or connections that you feel like do not contribute to your life anymore, you feel like you don't want to be a part of that. You feel like you're just on your own, and you feel like they don't understand you. I'm so sorry for all the noise around. It's like 6 p.m. plus, and it's 1.5 hours away from my cats' dinner time, and they are like running around. If you want to see them, one of them is there. Yeah, they're all over the place. Okay, so sorry guys. All right, so back to the cards. Yeah, you feel like you're someone who always feel like you know, this is me, this is what I can do. Hey everybody, look at what I can do. And I don't really care about working with other people. I don't really care about collaborating with other people. I don't really care about how other people can contribute to my work or my life, because I know I've got it. I've got things to flaunt for myself, and I don't worry about other people. Okay, and with the Queen of Cups, I feel like this one can be related to like a friendship. You're very possessive about that stand that you make. You know, you're very possessive about, okay, I was right in this, or my opinion mattered, my feelings mattered in that situation, so I'm not going to give in. Okay, so the Queen of Cups here, as you can see, you know, she's very protective of this cup of hers. So it's like she's very protective of her own emotions, which is good. But sometimes you may not be able to see that how other people are feeling. You may not be able to see how your actions can affect other people, or you may not be able to see how you actually contribute to the problem. Okay, so yeah, you're very possessive about your stand. You're very possessive about your own emotions. You're not the one who like to apologize when there is an issue. You always feel like the other person is wrong, and then, you know, you just leave. You feel like, okay, you know what, this is too complicated, I'll just leave. Yeah. And finally, with the Hierophant reverse, so this is saying that why you're doing all this is because probably because you have never been able to lead, or you're someone who's better as a leader in like a project, or in any kind of relationship or connection. You're someone who has to lead, and you don't trust other people who will be able to lead you, or you don't trust other people's opinions. So maybe this stems from being disappointed so many times, or trusting other people to make decision for you and then them letting you down, or being involved in projects where you sit back and then let other people take the wheel, and then it end up, going to hell. So this card is saying that may be something that you have to look into, because you are someone who has that leadership in you, and you can lead others, and you will feel better that way, because all of these feelings, this possessiveness about your emotions, not trusting to collaborate with other people, is because you trust your own judgment, you trust your own work ethics, and that you trust you yourself can bring the connection and the project to another level, or another to the path of success. And so perhaps if you get more into a leadership role, and instead of just giving up and then doing things on your own, you can collaborate with other people, but you have to have more of a leadership role, and then that will actually make you happier, or make you more open to working with other people. Okay. And even in a friendship, I guess, you're someone who just doesn't like to follow. You want to be the leader, or you want to be the one in the center of attention, or the one with more limelight, so you don't trust what other people, you don't trust what other people are trying to teach you or trying to say to you. You feel that you know better, like even if it's as simple as which place should we go for lunch today, you feel that your decision or your choice is better, and that makes you not want to get involved with people. But this is also saying, there is a way for you to do it without having to sacrifice that, because you do enjoy having your opinions heard, being the leader, being the person to teach, but the control and the possessiveness you have over that is making you leave people. And it will make you much happier if you can actually stay in connection and be able to satisfy that desire to lead, to teach, to be the example, Okay, let's see what the oracle cards have to say. All right, so for the Moonology deck, we have Work Through Your Fears, New Moon in Scorpio. Okay, so you guys are like the ultimate shadow selves of this reading, I guess. Yeah, what are you afraid of, actually? What are you afraid of when it comes to connection with people? What are you really afraid of? Are you afraid of not being heard? Are you afraid of other people might lead you to demise? Other people might block your success? Okay, work through it. Like there must be something else that you can see, or there must be a brighter side of things that you can work on, or you can juggle through and go there, instead of just taking a step back and then you say, actually this is not for me, I'm going to leave. All right, because that stems from fears. So what are you really afraid of? And you can work on it. You can overcome that shadow self that you have there. Okay, and for your work, you're like inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. Okay, so you're a very devoted person. I think you are a very devoted person because you're very devoted to yourself. You're very sure of what you want. You're very sure of what kind of work you'd like to do. You're very sure of what kind of friends you want to have. But this is also saying that you need to give some time and listen to your inner self. What does it need emotionally? All right. What does your heart need to feel better about things, to feel loved, to feel supported? Okay. Devote some time to rethink your situation, to rethink about what brings you happiness and what brings you rather than focusing on what doesn't. Okay, because there's a lot of no 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 here, you know, like nope, I'm not happy here, I'm gonna leave. Nope, you don't work well with me. Nope, my feelings are gonna get hurt, so I'm gonna leave. So what's a yes for you? You know, what's gonna make it a yes for you? What's gonna make you happy? All right, so spend some time with yourself. Perhaps do some meditation, spend some time alone and really think about what you want. If people annoys the hell out of you, I totally understand that. So work on ways that you can get a balance of both. You can get some time by yourself, and at the same time you can also, you know, that way you can understand how well you can work with other people and what boundaries you can set and what boundaries you will allow people to break. You know, maybe right now your boundaries are like way too over, and you know, is it really that scary to bring it down a little bit, right? Okay. Yeah, this is the reading I have for you today. I hope that has been clear for you. Like whenever I do this kind of YouTube reading, like I have the vision of what these cards are trying to tell me, and I hope I have been able to explain it well to you guys. Let me know in the comments if this resonates with you. All right, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye, group number 1. Hi, group number 2. Okay, so you guys are the ones who have chosen the buah belaga, cardamom. So if you have this, you can smell it. It's a really nice spice, tingling spice smell that I really like. And here in Malaysia, we always have it. A lot of us have it in our tea, in our teh tarik, and to just make it even more interesting. Okay, so for you guys, let's take a look at your tarot cards first, and then after that we'll look at your oracle cards. Okay, you have the 5 of Wands, you have the 5 of Swords, another 5, you have the Tower, and you have the Stars. Okay, I'm getting a little vibe of somebody who works in the art industry here, because there's a lot of competition and there's a desire for fame. Okay, so let's take a look at this first one first, your shadow self. So the mask that you put on is that you feel like you always have to compete with people. You feel like you always have to fight for your voice, get yourself heard, or perhaps you're surrounded by a lot of people who are who have very big opinions, whose opinions you have to fight for, or maybe you guys are also in like you guys are activists where you have been fighting for something, and you know it's your line of work require you to be in the center of attention, or requires you to be heard, because this is a lot of competition, and this is like a mask that you put on because you feel like you always have to be a step ahead of other people, or you have to always be sorry, I lost my train of thought there. You have to always be competing for your voice to stand out, you know, competing to stand out. You always feel like, okay, if I don't make the headlines, or if I don't get trending on social media, or if I don't have this many followers, this many views, if I don't get this project, get that project, I'll be a loser. Okay, and you have this idea that that looms over how you view life and how you view yourself and your work, and so you're always having to compete with people. You're always having to get more than other people. Okay, and with the 5 of Swords, okay, you have been a little bit selfish in that. You know, when you compete with people, you don't mind that you break ties with people. So if you can see inside his card, there's this cat. um, he wins all these sports, but people just leave him left and right. Okay, so you have been selfish in that sense, where whenever you get into a fight with someone, maybe you get into a Twitter debate with someone, or when you have to fight for projects with other people, and then you don't mind cutting off friendships or building a bad connection with that person, as long as you get what you want, as long as you win. Okay, you don't feel like what you're doing is wrong. You feel like what you're doing is right for what you're trying to fight for. You feel like other people need to apologize to you, or you feel like other people owe you things. You feel like you're always comparing with yourself with other people. You know, you feel like I have to be better than everyone else. My happiness is determined by how other people are happy. You know, like if my rival is happy, or if my rival get to do this, if my rival get this project, bought this thing, then I have to do it too. Then only I'll be happy. So there is that sense here with this card. And my intuition is saying that, is that really what you want? You know, is that really who you are and your true self? Is that really what makes you you and what fulfills you in this life? Okay, with the Tower here, yes, you're really, really afraid of changes. You're really afraid of losing. You know, in Malaysia, you know, we're very close to our Singaporean neighbors, and we always call them like Yasu. So I feel like there's a sense of Yasuness here. Like you're really afraid of losing. You're holding tight from making mistakes and losing out, because you're really afraid of what's going to happen when that happens. You know, if other people get more projects, if other people have more followers, if they do this and I don't, am I gonna lose? You know, if will everything that I have built on falls down, and then, you know, I'm just gonna be screaming in agony like this cat here. You're really afraid that whatever that you have seen, whatever, you know, the way that you have viewed the world is a certain way, and so you're really afraid of somebody proving you wrong, and then that whole tower of foundation of life that you have built, when that falls down and when that crumbles, you don't know what's going to happen, and you're really, really afraid of that. You don't want to let it happen. Yeah, you're afraid that if you take a step back, you're gonna lose everything. All right, but that's not the case. You know, with the Tower, the message here is that when you lose something, when you go through a failure, it's for you to be able to see, you know, where was it that you had done something wrong, and what was wrong with the foundation of your tower, and how can you build it better. So you should not be afraid of failures. You should not be afraid of mistakes. You should not be afraid of missed opportunities. You know, what's meant to be yours will always be there, will always come back. All right. And with the stars here, yeah, your motivation is fame. You want to be seen. You want to achieve your dreams. You want to be able to get whatever it is that you want. You know, you have built this path for yourself, where you know what's the end, what is it that you want. You know, you have put your dreams on the sky, and for you to reach out to the stars, you know what you want to reach. You know what is it that you're looking forward to. You know what is it in your future that you want. And so all this is actually just from that. You're not a terrible person who is trying to step on others' toes, trying to be better than everyone else. You're not selfish, but it's because you really, really desperately want to get there and achieve fame. Okay. But the thing is, with this card also, it is saying that sometimes we have to share what we have with other people. We have to share what we have achieved with other people for us to be able to really feel fulfilled, for us to really be able to manifest our dreams. All right. I feel like whatever it is that you're going through is really alone because of your shadow self. Your shadow self is pushing people away because you want to be forward, you want to be the first all the time. But the thing is, when you're the first at the top of the line, there's no one else there. It's just going to be you at the front and everybody is behind you. And that's a bit lonely, isn't it? Okay. So the stars is also asking you to like share whatever that you have with other people. Sharing what you have is not going to make you lose things, but instead it's going to make you have more, make you feel more. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at your oracle cards. Surrender to the divine. Okay. This is saying that you're working too hard. You're competing, you're pushing people away, you're so afraid of making mistakes, you're working really hard. Maybe you're somebody who always have a plan, you're somebody who have like 5-year, 10 years long-term plan for your future. And the full moon here is saying surrender to the divine, as in trust that the universe will bring you to where you're supposed to be. All right. I'm not saying that you need to give up or like cut some slack or be a bit lazier, but you don't have to over control everything. All right. The universe knows what's good for you, and the universe will take you there, and you don't have to be afraid of losing your way. You don't have to try too hard to make it work, because it will work. Okay. Loosen up a little bit and trust that good things are going to come your way. All right. You have to believe. You have to believe in yourself and the universe. All right. Not everything is under your control, and anything bad that happens is also meant to be. Okay, it's going to shine like into something that you wouldn't have been able to see otherwise. All right. Okay, let's look at your second oracle card. Anna, the grandmother of Jesus. All right, this one appears in my weekly reading last week. All right, sending the light, laying foundation, divine plan. I'm so sorry for the light change. Suddenly it gets a little bit dark, although it's not even 7 o'clock here yet. Okay, so this card is, so I'm not a Christian and I don't know about the story of Anna, grandmother of Jesus, but this card is saying that, based on the booklet from the oracle text, it's saying that Anna, the grandmother of Jesus, was also a very pious woman, was also very religious, and she was the one who paved the way. She was very supportive, she was very caring, she was very helpful to people, and she paved the way for Jesus to be able to reach where he is and where he needs to be. And sometimes in life, maybe we cannot be that person who is at the front, but we are going to be the person who paved the way for that person. And that doesn't mean that we are not important. That doesn't mean that our life is just going to be wasted. It can still mean that all the works that we do is still valuable, is still worthy. And it's okay if other people get what you think is supposed to mean for you, or what you're trying to manifest, what you were trying to dream of, and then other people has it, and then you feel like, oh my god, why is it not me? I've worked so hard, I've already had all these plans, why doesn't it come to me? And this card is saying that your role is also as important, and it doesn't have to be yours for it to be really meaningful. You know, it doesn't have to be that kind of success. You know, you don't have to reach that high level of success for you to feel successful. Okay, you are worthy. You are a worthy person. You don't have to be the best on top of the world to be somebody, to mean something. Okay, you are already somebody. You already mean something to some people. You are an important piece to the whole process, to whatever the divine is planning for you. All right, so just trust the universe and believe in yourself, believe in whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, all right, this is all I have for you, group 2. Thank you for watching my video. If you like it, please like and subscribe. Bye bye, see you next time. Hello, group number 3. So this is for you guys who have chosen the star anise or bungalawang. This spice smells really nice. I really love the smell. It smells a little bit like toothpaste, like mint actually, and I use this a lot in my cooking. So this is for you guys who also likes it as much as I do. Okay, so for your reading, I will start off with your tarot cards and then we'll take a look at your oracle cards. Okay, so sorry for the light change because suddenly it gets dark here. I didn't think it would get this dark at this hour. It's close to 7 o'clock right now in Malaysia, I think. Okay, so let's take a look. So first you have the 8 of Pentacles. Ooh, the Devil. I love this. You see how it's like this cat is a dog and this cat is a bunny. And the Empress. And also the 9 of Swords. Okay. Alright, I'm sensing you're somebody who is dealing with a lot of stress and anxiety, or you have some sort of anxiety disorder where you feel like you always have to be doing something, because with the 8 of Pentacles, okay, that's what this is. You feel like you always have to do something. You feel like you always have to keep learning. You have to work very hard. You have to keep improving yourself, improving your skills, and you think that that's what you need in this life. You think that that's what making you happy, but this is your shadow self. This is your masked self, and I feel like, you know, a lot of you may feel like this is a good thing, and I do believe this is a good thing. I think I'm someone like this as well. But what I'm getting an overall sense from this deck is that you sometimes do it for like to fill up your time or to fulfill something that is missing, you know, in a selfish way. Okay, we'll take a look at the rest. Okay, so you have the Devil. So what I'm sensing is that sometimes what you're trying to do, you know, maybe you keep learning new skills, or you keep yourself very busy, or you keep wanting to improve yourself in your skills, wanting to upgrade your skills. It comes to a sort of addiction or obsession. All right, this is the Devil is talking about there's some sort of negative patterns, there's some sort of negative motivations that come with it. So maybe it's for a selfish reason that you do this. I mean, of course, we want to be better, and anybody, you know, wants to be better for a selfish reason. But maybe you're not seeing that this comes from a darker side of your mind. You know, a darker side of your mind is asking you to do all this, and not the brighter side. Okay. So what I'm sensing is that sometimes, you know, maybe you feel like when you sign up for the new course, or when you pick up guitar learning, for example, or when you after you finish your degree, you want to go on and do masters, or whenever your workplace offers like a training program, you go for it. It does not always come from a good place, or it can lead to a negative place. Like maybe you feel I have to do this in order for me to be happy with myself. You know, I won't be happy until I reach that level. I won't be happy until I know how to learn all the instruments in the world. I won't be happy until I speak 5 languages. I won't be happy until I become a master at this. I become the best in this thing. You know, I want to be the best accountant in the whole of Malaysia, in the whole of the world. Okay, so that comes from like an obsessive place, and it's not good for you. Okay, like that's the best way I can describe it. Like, it's not good for you. You have to understand, where does it come from? You know, is it because you really feel like, okay, this is something I need to move forward, and so I need to learn this new thing, or this is something I'm really interested in? Or, you know, are you the kind of person who always, you know, who picks up a new hobby every year? Okay, I mean, that's good, of course, that we pick up a new hobby every year, right? That's really fun. But are you also the kind of person who, after you learn it and then you just give up? Or you know, this year you learn how to play the guitar, and then next year you learn how to play the piano, and then you don't touch your guitar anymore. You know, are you that kind of person? You know, or did you learn Korean and then stop practicing it after you stop liking K-pop, and then, you know, move on to other things? Okay. It's driven by some sort of obsessive thing. Like, you're obsessed with learning, but why? Okay. And with this Empress card, I feel like you're someone who feel very controlling about what abundance you get into your life. You're very controlling about what goes into your life, what you receive. That means you're very you feel like, okay, you know, I cannot find happiness from other people, or I cannot find happiness from money. Okay, possible. So I'm gonna find happiness by myself, you know, or there are no opportunities for me. People are not making opportunities for me. The world, the universe is not giving me opportunities. I'm gonna make it for myself. Okay, like, you know, I want to be a singer, but nobody's handing me a contract. Okay, you know, I'm gonna learn how to produce music myself. All right. Nobody want to make films with that I can star in. I'm gonna learn how to make film myself. Nobody gonna my parents don't support me into becoming a painter. It's okay, I'm gonna learn it by myself. All right. So you're someone who's very in control of what kind of things you put into your life, what kind of things you consider as abundance, how you make your life richer, how you make your life fuller. You don't depend on other people. You bring in the abundance yourself. All right. I feel like this is good. You know, you have, like, I don't know, like, I myself is this kind of person. I feel like, I don't know why. Maybe because the smell of the star anise is something that I really like. I feel like this is also very me. You know, I'm someone who always want to learn new things, and it does get obsessive after a while, and then I control the abundance in my life. And these are really good things, but then at the end, you guys have the Nine of Swords, which is the anxiety card, which is why I say that I feel like this is very driven by anxiety. You know, are you happy with all of this that you are doing, or is there like a void inside you that you're trying to fill with all of these activities, with all of this busyness? Okay. Maybe you're going through some sort of mental situation, or some sort of anxiety situation, some sort of depressive episode that you're trying to solve with doing things, and that's okay. I feel like that's completely all right. But are you also getting the right kind of help for you to overcome this? Okay, because that's the most important thing. You know, you cannot just keep on learning, keep on planning, keep on buying new things, keep on getting yourself busy without tackling the source of the problem, right? Because this, at the end, you know, it's saying that this is your motivation. You're driven by anxiety, you're driven by obsessiveness, you're driven by your state of mind. You feel like, you know, I need to do this, I need to do this more and more and more and more. And I myself goes through anxiety, and I feel like sometimes when there's too much going on, when I know too many things, my anxiety can actually spike up. And perhaps it's time for you to take a step back and like deal with this first before you can be able to really enjoy the process of the other things. Okay, let's see what the oracle cards say for you. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. Okay, so the Aquarius sign is very known to be people who are very independent, and they can sometimes be very detached. So I'm sensing that maybe all these busy projects and all this, planning for me, my life, my plan, my happiness, and driven by your own anxiety is driving you away from people. Maybe you have been focusing so much on yourself, working so hard on yourself, that you forgot to work on your relationship with other people. You forgot to let other people help you, or build loving connections with other people. All right, so if that's what's going on, perhaps you need to take a step back from being too busy about yourself and just spend some time with people you love, or let other people love you. You don't have to make your happiness just about work, just about hobbies, or just about materials. It can also be people. Okay, perhaps you have gone through a lot of situations where people disappointed you, and then that's why you put your happiness in things, in materials, in work. And this card is saying that not everybody is the same, and maybe that's what you need to balance things out. Your anxiety could be driven by that, and your anxiety can be reduced by talking to people and make sure you are supported, or knowing that there are people there who will catch you. Okay, and lastly, your oracle cards, you have trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Okay, you're trying very, very hard to make a path for yourself, to make way for yourself, to make way for your life, to make way for abundance. All right, but if you knew that you were supported, okay, I feel like this is the kind of things that people do when they feel like, I have to do this myself. I have to build my future myself. I have to keep myself occupied. I have to keep myself entertained. And so I do all of this. I keep myself busy. But, if you know that there are people for you supporting you, if you know that there are people who loves you, wanting to spend time with you, waiting for you at home, waiting to be with you, what would you do? Trust that you are heading somewhere, and trust that you're gonna get what you want. I feel like you're maybe trying a lot of different things, keeping yourself busy because you're not sure which one is yours yet, which one can give you the most abundance. Okay, but this card is saying that you are supported. All right, let people support you, let the universe support you, trust them to support you. And whatever it is that you're trying to do ahead, it's not going to be as scary. All right, maybe you haven't been able to focus on one single path or focus on one single work. You have to fill yourself with a lot of things because you're afraid of what's going to happen when I'm alone, what's going to happen when I have all that time that I'm not doing anything. Okay, I have to make the path for my future right now. I have to make the decision right now. All right, so this card is saying like chill. You don't really have to do that. You don't have to work so hard. You will be supported. Okay, there are people who is going to help you no matter where you end up with, and whatever is it that you choose. you can work it. Okay. All right. This is all I have for you, group 3. I hope you have enjoyed this reading. Let me know what you think, if this resonates with you, and please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye bye. I'll see you next time.